We moved into an old 3-story house built at the turn of the century. It used to belong to a single woman for many years before being sold to a man, and eventually, my husband and his mother bought it. Fixing up the house took a lot of effort, but luckily, our neighbor is a handyman. He helped with the work while my grandmother visited my parents in another town. Before leaving, the neighbor said, "Your grandmother is always busy in the garden. Impressive." After a little inquiry, I realized he saw a white-haired woman walking outside the back window in our backyard. It definitely wasn't my grandmother, who was 100 miles away. I didn't tell him, considering his strong belief in superstitions, afraid he might not come to our house again. In the same house during dinner, I glanced and saw what seemed like a large figure in a black hood, hiding behind the doorframe leading to the hallway. The figure was so big it looked like it was crouching and peeking into a room before jumping around when it noticed me looking. It frightened me, especially as my dog started whimpering. I never went down that hallway again when the lights were off. Days passed quickly in our new home. We were busy fixing and beautifying the old house. Though tired, joy and excitement always surrounded us. However, strange events started shaking our comfort. One night, while sitting with family in the warm living room, the lights suddenly went out. The dark, eerie atmosphere made my hair stand on end. Light footsteps were heard in the corridor, but when we tried to investigate, nothing was visible. My husband and in-laws tried to dismiss it, finding logical reasons, but I felt something unusual. The events intensified when I heard light footsteps at night, long after everyone was asleep. I swear it wasn't normal human footsteps. It felt like a graceful woman walking softly and swiftly. One morning, alone in the kitchen, I heard whispers and gentle laughter behind me. I turned, but there was no one. My heart raced, but I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination. Imagination became harder to hold onto as our dogs exhibited strange behavior. They often stared at nothing, barked without clear reason, or hesitated to enter certain rooms. I couldn't ignore the strange feeling anymore. One day, I decided to learn more about the house's history. At the local library, I found an article telling the story of the single woman who used to live in our house. She reportedly died mysteriously, and many believed her ghost still lingered. Reluctantly, I spoke to the handyman neighbor about it. I didn't want to seem strange, but this discomfort needed resolution. After a moment of silence, he admitted, "This house indeed has a complicated history. I've felt the presence of the unseen in it." As I inquired further, he shared strange experiences he had while working in our house. The more people I asked, the more eerie stories emerged. Now, we have to decide whether to stay in this house or find a new place. Perhaps there's something in this house that needs resolving, or maybe we just need time to adapt. One thing's for sure, this old house holds more mysteries than we ever imagined.